You ever have one of those mornings where you wake up, check your phone, and the universe just decides to test your entire soul? Yeah, that was me last Tuesday at 6:47 a.m. when I saw that little notification pop up on my Facebook app. Amber Rodriguez wants to be friends. Now, I don't know an Amber Rodriguez. Never met an Amber Rodriguez. But curiosity got the best of me, so I clicked on her profile. And y'all, when I tell you my whole body temperature dropped like it was January in Chicago, I'm talking instant chills, sweaty palms, the whole 9 yards. Because staring back at me from that phone screen was not just any Amber Rodriguez. This was the Amber Rodriguez. As in, the woman who married my baby daddy, Marcus Thompson, 6 months after we broke up. The same Marcus who swore up and down he wasn't ready for commitment, wasn't ready to settle down, and definitely wasn't ready to be the kind of man who posts couple photos with heart emojis and captions like, "My queen," and "forever and always." But there he was. In every single one of her profile pictures, Marcus, I don't do labels Thompson, looking like he just won the lottery, holding this woman like she was made of solid gold. And she was gorgeous. Like, annoyingly gorgeous. The kind of gorgeous that makes you want to hit the gym immediately and also delete all your social media accounts. I sat there in my bed, bonnet still on, silk pillowcase wrinkled beneath my head, just staring at that friend request like it was a bomb about to go off. My 6-year-old daughter, Destiny, was still asleep in her room, completely unaware that her mama was having a full-blown crisis at the crack of dawn. My finger hovered over that confirm button. Should I accept? Should I decline? Should I block her and pretend this never happened? What kind of woman sends a friend request to her husband's ex? Better yet, what kind of woman sends a friend request to her husband's baby mama? I needed backup. I needed counsel. I needed my girls. I pulled up our group chat, the council we called ourselves, and started typing faster than I ever typed in my life. Y'all. Y'all. Marcus's new wife just tried to friend me on Facebook. Within seconds, my phone started blowing up. What? That was Keisha. My best friend since 3rd grade. Oh, hell no. What kind of mess? That was my cousin, Shanice. Please tell me you didn't accept. That was Tanya, the logical one in the group. I FaceTimed all 3 of them at once. Keisha answered first, still in her bonnet, looking like I just woke her up from the best sleep of her life. Girl, it is 7 a.m. This better be good. Marcus's new wife tried to friend me on Facebook, I repeated, holding my phone up so they could see the request. Shanice's face popped up on the screen, her eyes wide. Amber Rodriguez? Wait, is she Mexican? I don't know. I don't know anything except she's married to my baby daddy and apparently wants to be my Facebook friend. Tanya joined the call, already looking put together even though it was barely sunrise. Okay, let's think about this rationally. Why would she send you a friend request? Because she's messy, Keisha said immediately. That's the only reason. She wants to keep tabs on you. Or maybe she's trying to be mature about the situation, Tanya offered. Maybe she wants to build a relationship with you for Destiny's sake. At 6:47 the morning, I shot back. Who sends a friend request at 6:47 the morning? Somebody who couldn't sleep because they were stalking your page all night, Shanice said, shaking her head. I'm telling you, she's been lurking. Probably saw all your pictures, read all your posts, went through your tagged photos from 2015. Okay, now you're scaring me, I interrupted. I'm just being real, Shanice continued. She wanted to see what kind of woman had Marcus's first child. She wanted to see the competition. There is no competition, I said firmly. I don't want Marcus. I'm over Marcus. Then accept the request, Keisha challenged. If you're really over him, it shouldn't matter. I stared at that notification again. My thumb was getting tired from hovering. I need coffee for this, I muttered. By the time I got Destiny up and ready for school, I still hadn't made a decision. My daughter sat at the kitchen table, eating her frosted flakes, completely oblivious to the internal warfare happening in her mama's mind. "Mommy, can I wear my purple dress today?" she asked, milk dripping down her chin. "Sure, baby," I said absent-mindedly, still staring at my phone. "Mommy, are you okay?" I looked up at my daughter, my beautiful, smart, amazing daughter who looked just like her daddy but had my personality, thank God, and realized I was being ridiculous. This was just a Facebook request. This wasn't life or death. This wasn't worth losing sleep over. "I'm fine, baby. Just thinking about grown-up stuff." "Is it about daddy?" "Kids. They're too smart for their own good." "Sort of," I admitted. "Daddy has a new wife now, and she wants to be friends with Mommy on Facebook." Destiny thought about this for a moment, her little face scrunched up in concentration. "Well, is she nice?" "I don't know. I've never met her." "Then maybe you should meet her first before you be Facebook friends." That's what you told me about Emily from school. Out of the mouths of babes. I dropped Destiny off at school and went to work, but I couldn't concentrate. I work as an administrative assistant at a law firm, which means I spend most of my day answering phones, scheduling appointments, and pretending I don't hear the lawyers gossiping in their offices. But today, all I could think about was that stupid friend request. Around lunchtime, my phone rang. It was Marcus. I almost didn't answer. We had a decent co-parenting relationship. He picked up Destiny every other weekend, paid his child support on time, and we could have conversations without wanting to throw things at each other. But we weren't friends. We weren't close. We were just two people trying to raise a child together without making it weird. "Hello? Hey, Jasmine. How you doing?" His voice still did something to me, even after all this time. Not in a "I want you back" way, but in a "we have history" way. Marcus was my first real love. We met in college, dated for 4 years, had Destiny when we were 25, and broke up when we were 27 because he said he needed to find himself. Turns out, he found himself with Amber Rodriguez. "I'm good," I said carefully. "What's up?" "I wanted to talk to you about something. Amber, my wife, she mentioned she sent you a friend request on Facebook." Of course, she told him. Of course, this was a coordinated effort. "Yeah, I saw that," I said, trying to keep my voice neutral. "Look, I know it might seem weird, but she really wants to have a good relationship with you. She knows you're Destiny's mom, and she respects that. She just thought it might be nice if you two could connect, for Destiny's sake." For Destiny's sake. That phrase was starting to become his catch-all excuse for everything. "Marcus, I appreciate that, but I don't even know this woman. We've never met. We've never spoken. And now she wants to be my Facebook friend? I get it. I do. But maybe this could be a good first step. She's a good person, Jasmine. She really wants to be in Destiny's life in a positive way. She can be in Destiny's life without being my Facebook friend." There was a pause on the other end of the line. "You're right," he said finally. "I'm sorry. I shouldn't have pushed. Just think about it, okay?" After we hung up, I sat at my desk, staring at my computer screen without really seeing it. My coworker, Patricia, rolled her chair over to my cubicle. "You look stressed," she observed. "What's going on?" Patricia was one of those women who'd been through everything: 2 divorces, 3 kids, 4 grandkids, and enough life experience to write a book. She was 58, black as midnight, and didn't take nonsense from anyone. I told her the whole story. She listened without interrupting, nodding occasionally, her perfectly manicured nails tapping against her coffee mug. When I finished, she leaned back in her chair and let out a long sigh. "Baby, let me tell you something. That woman is doing one of 2 things. Either she's genuinely trying to be mature and build a relationship with you because you're her husband's baby mama and that's the right thing to do, or she's insecure and wants to keep tabs on you because she's worried her man still got feelings." "You think Marcus still has feelings for me?" "I don't know. And frankly, I don't care. What I do know is that you need to figure out what you want. Not what Marcus wants, not what Amber wants, Not even what's best for Destiny, because sometimes what's best for Destiny is having a mama who sets healthy boundaries and doesn't let people make her uncomfortable. Patricia always kept it real. That evening, after I picked up Destiny from after-school care and we got home, I finally made my decision. I opened Facebook, found that friend request, and declined it. Then I sent Amber Rodriguez a message instead. Hi, Amber. I appreciate you reaching out, but I'm not comfortable being Facebook friends with someone I've never met. If you'd like to have a relationship with me for Destiny's sake, I think it would be better if we met in person first. Maybe we could grab coffee sometime. Let me know. Jasmine. I hit send before I could overthink it. Destiny was in the living room watching cartoons, completely unaware that her mama just did something terrifying and mature at the same time. I felt good about it. I felt like I handled it the right way. Then my phone buzzed. That sounds perfect. How about this Saturday at 2? There's a great coffee shop on Main Street. Well, that escalated quickly. Saturday came faster than I wanted it to. I changed outfits 3 times before settling on jeans, a cute sweater, and my favorite boots. Nothing too fancy, nothing too casual. I wanted to look good without looking like I was trying too hard. The coffee shop was one of those trendy places with exposed brick walls and overpriced lattes. I got there first, ordered a caramel macchiato, and sat at a table near the window, my leg bouncing nervously under the table. When Amber walked in, I recognized her immediately from her profile pictures. She was even prettier in person, long, dark hair, perfect makeup, wearing a dress that probably cost more than my rent. She spotted me and smiled, waving as she walked over. Jasmine! Hi! Oh my God! It's so nice to finally meet you. She hugged me. She actually hugged me. I wasn't prepared for that. Hey, I managed, hugging her back awkwardly. We sat down, and for a moment, neither of us knew what to say. She ordered some kind of fancy tea I'd never heard of, and then we just looked at each other. So, she started, tucking her hair behind her ear. I know this is probably super weird for you. It's weird for me too, honestly. Then why did you want to meet? I asked directly. I wasn't trying to be rude, but I also wasn't going to dance around the obvious. She took a deep breath. Because I'm married to Marcus, and you're Destiny's mom, and I didn't want there to be this weird tension or unspoken awkwardness every time we're at the same birthday party or school event. I wanted us to be able to coexist peacefully. We can coexist peacefully without being friends, I pointed out. You're right, she agreed. But I was hoping we could be more than just cordial strangers. I was hoping we could actually be friends. Real friends. I studied her carefully. She seemed genuine. Her eyes weren't calculating or judgmental. She just seemed nervous. Like she actually cared about making this work. Can I ask you something? I said. Anything. Why Marcus? Of all the men in the world, why did you choose to marry a man who has a whole child with another woman? She smiled sadly. Because I love him. And I know that sounds simple and maybe even naive, but it's the truth. I love Marcus, and Destiny is a part of him, which means she's a part of our life together. I'm not trying to be her mom, you're her mom, but I want to be a positive presence in her life. I want her to feel loved and supported, not like she's caught in the middle of some weird situation. Damn, she was saying all the right things. Okay, I said finally, but I need you to understand something. Destiny is my entire world. She comes before everything, before my feelings, before your feelings, before Marcus's feelings. If at any point I feel like you're not good for her or you're causing her stress or confusion, I'm pulling the plug on this whole let's be friends thing. Are we clear? Crystal clear, she said, nodding. I completely understand, and I respect that. We talked for 2 hours. Turned out, Amber was actually pretty cool. She was a teacher, which explained why she seemed so patient and understanding. She grew up in a blended family herself, so she knew how complicated these situations could be. She even made me laugh a few times with stories about Marcus and his terrible cooking. By the time we left the coffee shop, I felt lighter. Like I'd been carrying around this heavy weight of resentment and insecurity and finally let it go. As we walked to our cars, Amber turned to me. Hey, I know this might be too soon, but Marcus's family is having Thanksgiving dinner next week. His mom always goes all out: turkey, dressing, greens, mac and cheese, the whole spread. Would you want to come? I know Destiny will be there, and it might be nice for her to have both of us there together. I hesitated. Thanksgiving dinner with Marcus's family? That seemed like a lot. You don't have to decide right now, Amber added quickly. Just think about it. I thought about Destiny. I thought about how excited she would be to have her mom and dad and stepmom all in the same room, acting like a functional blended family. I thought about how much it would mean to her to see us all getting along. Okay, I heard myself say. I'll come. Thanksgiving Day arrived, and I was a nervous wreck. I made my grandmother's sweet potato pie, the one recipe I actually knew how to make without messing it up, and drove to Marcus's parents' house with Destiny bouncing excitedly in the back seat. Mommy, this is going to be so fun. Daddy and Miss Amber and Grandma Jean and everybody. Miss Amber. That's what Destiny called her now. Not stepmom, not Amber, but Miss Amber. It was sweet and respectful, and I was okay with it. Marcus's mom, Jean, greeted us at the door with hugs and kisses. Jasmine! Baby, I'm so glad you came. Come in, come in. The house smelled amazing, that perfect combination of turkey, cornbread, and cinnamon. The living room was packed with family members I hadn't seen in years. Marcus's sister, Nicole, waved from the couch. His uncle, Big Mike, was already posted up by the TV watching football. And there was Marcus and Amber, standing in the kitchen, both wearing matching aprons like some kind of Pinterest couple. Hey, Marcus said when he saw me, his face lighting up. You made it! Wouldn't miss it, I said, handing the pie to Jean. The afternoon was surprisingly normal. We ate way too much food, laughed at Big Mike's terrible jokes, and watched Destiny run around with her cousins like she had enough energy to power a small city. Marcus and I even managed to have a conversation that didn't feel forced or awkward. At one point, I was helping wash dishes in the kitchen, when Amber came up beside me with a towel. You doing okay? She asked quietly. Yeah, I said, genuinely meaning it. This is actually really nice. I'm glad, she said, smiling. I know it probably took a lot for you to come here today. It did, I admitted. But seeing Destiny so happy makes it worth it. She bumped her shoulder against mine. You're a good mom, Jasmine. Destiny is lucky to have you. That hit me right in the chest. I wasn't expecting her to say that. I wasn't expecting to feel emotional about it. Thanks, I managed. And for what it's worth, you're good for Marcus. I can see it. He's different with you, calmer, more grown up. He talks about you sometimes, you know, she said carefully. About how you two met. About when Destiny was born. About the good times. Yeah. And he always says the same thing, that you deserved better than the man he was back then. He's grateful you gave him a beautiful daughter, and he's sorry he wasn't ready to be the partner you needed. I didn't know what to say to that. For years, I'd been angry at Marcus for not being ready, for not choosing me, for moving on so quickly with someone else. But hearing Amber say those words, hearing that he recognized his mistakes and owned them, it helped heal something in me I didn't even know was still broken. Later that evening, as people started leaving and Destiny was knocked out on the couch in a food coma, Marcus found me on the back porch getting some air. Hey, he said, sitting down on the step beside me. Hey. Thank you for coming today. It meant a lot. To me, to Amber, and especially to Destiny. She did seem pretty happy. I agreed. Jasmine, I want you to know something. He turned to look at me, his expression serious. I know I messed up. When we were together, I was young and stupid and scared. I wasn't ready to be a father or a husband or any of those things. And you handled it with so much grace and strength. You raised our daughter. You built a life for yourself. And you never once tried to keep Destiny from me or turn her against me, even though you probably had every right to. Marcus. No. Let me finish. You're an amazing woman, Jasmine. And I'm sorry I couldn't see that when we were together. I'm sorry I wasted your time. But I'm not sorry we have Destiny, because she's the best thing that ever happened to me. And I'm grateful that you're willing to let Amber into our daughter's life. That takes a big person. I felt tears prickling at the corners of my eyes. You're making me emotional, and I don't like it, he laughed. Sorry. I just needed to say all that. Well, for what it's worth, I'm happy for you. You and Amber seem good together. And she's good to Destiny, which is all I really care about. She thinks you're amazing, by the way. She told me you're the kind of woman she wants to be strong, independent, and a damn good mom. Okay, now you're really going to make me cry. We sat there for a moment in comfortable silence, watching the sun set over the neighborhood. Hey, Marcus? Yeah? Thanks for growing up. Better late than never, right? He smiled. Better late than never. When I got home that night, after putting Destiny to bed and collapsing on my couch, I opened Facebook. There was a new notification. Amber Rodriguez sent you a friend request. This time, I didn't hesitate. I clicked confirm. Within seconds, she messaged me. Thank you for giving me a chance. You're pretty amazing, Jasmine. I typed back. You're not so bad yourself, Amber. And just like that, my baby daddy's new wife became my Facebook friend. More than that, she became someone I actually respected. Someone I could see becoming a real friend. Life is funny like that. The people you think are going to be your enemies sometimes end up being your allies. The situations you think are going to break you sometimes end up making you stronger. And the families you build aren't always the ones you planned, but they can still be beautiful in their own messy, complicated, perfectly imperfect way. I thought about everything that had happened over the past week, the friend request that started it all, the coffee shop conversation, the Thanksgiving dinner, and all the emotions that came with letting go of old hurt and making room for new connections. Destiny had both her parents in her life. She had a stepmother who genuinely cared about her. She had a family that, despite not looking traditional, functioned with love and respect. And me? I had peace. I had closure. I had proof that sometimes the best revenge isn't revenge at all, it's just living your best life and making room for grace. My phone buzzed one more time that night. It was the council group chat. So, how'd it go? Keisha asked. Did you survive? Shanice added. Tell us everything, Tanya demanded. I smiled, typing back. I survived. And you know what? It was actually pretty great. Amber's cool. Marcus apologized. And Destiny was happy. I think we're going to be okay. Look at you being all mature and stuff, Keisha responded with a heart emoji. I'm so proud of you, sis, Shanice added. This is growth, Tanya wrote. Real, actual growth. I looked at the messages, feeling grateful for my friends, my daughter, and even this strange new dynamic with Marcus and Amber. Life didn't turn out the way I planned when I was 25 and in love with Marcus Thompson, but maybe it turned out even better. Because here's what I learned. Holding on to bitterness and resentment doesn't hurt the other person, it hurts you. Choosing grace over grudges doesn't make you weak, it makes you powerful. And sometimes the family you create is better than the fairy tale you imagined. My baby daddy's new wife tried to friend me on Facebook, and I'm glad she did, because it forced me to confront feelings I'd been avoiding, heal wounds I didn't know were still bleeding, and open my heart to a possibility I never considered, that blended families can actually work when everyone involved chooses love over ego. So the next time life throws you a curveball, the next time someone unexpected reaches out, the next time you're faced with a situation that makes you uncomfortable, take a breath, open your heart, and remember that sometimes the best gifts come in the strangest packages. And who knows? You might just end up with a friend where you expected an enemy, and a family that's perfectly imperfect in all the right ways. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a Facebook notification to respond to. Amber just tagged me in a post, a picture from Thanksgiving dinner with me, her, Marcus, and Destiny, all smiling like we actually like each other. And you know what? We do. Life's funny like that. Like this video if it touched something in you. Subscribe if you want to hear more stories about what it means to be human, to be family, and to choose love even when it's complicated. I'll see you next time.